Batman the Imposter. This book is something else. Now, what exactly is it about? I mean, it's in the title. There's an imposter Batman, and he has to figure out who the imposter is. But it's much more than just that. There's so much other factors going on. The GCPD is hunting Batman down. His therapist is kind of blackmailing him for his own good. A lot of things going on. How is it overall? Pretty damn good. Damn, this was a very interesting read, a very dark read. If you don't want a dark, gritty, realistic, grimy, depressing Batman, stay far, 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 far away from this. Go watch Batman and Scooby Doo or something, because this is not for you. This was difficult to read at times just because how dark and depressing it actually is. But if that's, something you like, then this is right up your alley. Something I really like about it is thinking about if there is an imposter Batman, it would be insanely hard to disprove who's the real Batman or not, because no one knows his identity. Anyone could really be like, it's not him, it's me, it's not me, it's him, because you don't know his identity, right? So that's like a really interesting concept that I'm glad they addressed in it, because this imposter Batman is just killing people. Is just killing people. GCPD was like, okay, well, he's doing his own thing, but we're gonna kind of leave him alone and kind of observe him. This imposter Batman starts killing people. GCPD is like, we really got to get after this guy. The whole therapist angle to it, did I feel it was super necessary to the story? With the amount of pages it took up, not that much. Like, I wasn't super invested in this therapist lady who knew him his entire life, and he stumbles across her doorsteps really beaten up, and she pretty much is like, if you don't come to see me every morning to have a little therapy session, I'm gonna call the cops on you. Which is like, I don't know, the whole conversations about whether he should put down the cowl and give his money to charity and invest his money in Gotham or all that. It's like, it's stuff we've kind of heard before in other stuff. Like, I've seen these arguments before, I've seen these conversations before, whether it's been on like Reddit or Twitter or other comics. So it's like, it wasn't anything too fresh or that new. So I didn't find myself super invested in therapist sessions. So she wasn't a bad character, she was fine. The art style is something else. This Andrea Sorrentino guy, it took a while for me to get used to it, but when I did, it's really nice. It's very different. It's something I've never seen before, but it's really very interesting. Let's get some panels here. Like, look at that. I love the black and white in the color. Let's see if I can find a panel of that where he's fighting people and it like shows the injuries in black and white. I thought that was super unique. Yeah. So he's fighting people and the injuries are in black and white. That's like really cool. It really shows it with the blood and everything, like him stabbing a guy. Like, that's really cool. Pretty much my biggest complaint with this book is something that is not the book's fault at all. I cannot blame the book or the writer or the artist on my biggest complaint with the book. I have to blame a specific channel that I'm not going to name, because it's their fault, but it's not really their fault either. I read the book, I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna get into spoilers at the ending now. The whole plot, the whole thing is the imposter Batman is a dude, like a high level ranking guy from the GCPD, who is working with one of the detectives that Batman is into, whatever. So he's a guy from the GCPD. He's the imposter Batman. You see him a couple times and whatever. When I first read it, I'm like, super satisfying ending, good enough, makes sense. 1 + 1 = 2. I get it. After I finished reading this book, I went and watched a YouTube video of a guy who was reviewing it issue by issue. So I was watching the YouTube video of his